Good evening, Blockey Hockey fans and supporters. I am Vasilevsky, also known as Chokington, and I am joined on the desk here with Konechny and Zio1 underscore. All right, we got 10 minutes before our game time, so we'll just cover tonight's games ahead. So starting at 7, I'm looking at the wrong week. Starting at 7 o'clock tonight, we have got the Seattle Golden Eagles and the Milwaukee Muskies. Going to be a great game to kick us off. Then up next, we've got we got the Quebec Remparts and the Philadelphia Freedom, 7:45. Then to close it out tonight, we got the Saskatoon Blues and the Houston Bandits playing. But let's talk about this game, Seattle and Milwaukee. ZL1, thoughts on the Milwaukee Muskies roster this season? How are they doing? Anybody standing out to you?
You know, they're doing a lot better than previous seasons. Tango really. Tango and Back Beef, I think they're 1 and 2 on the points leaderboard. They're going crazy. They're looking a lot better than last season. That's all I have to say.
I couldn't agree more. I think Tango on this Milwaukee team has started to look better than on the previous Seattle team. Konechny, obviously Seattle, big rematch for Tango. This is kind of a get-back game. But we aren't going to see any Ploods out of Seattle. Is that maybe a worrying factor for you going into this game?
Absolutely a worrying factor. Ploods is definitely their best skater by far this season. I don't think it's very much close. He's pretty good, pretty good. However, we do have a folk hero returning to the game tonight. I heard TJF 101 is stepping onto the ice. He's gonna play tonight. Very excited to see how that works out. See if his old bones has, any left in him. I don't just the rest of his team, the rest of his roster makeup is kind of just rookies and I don't even know how to rookies and just kind of journeymen, I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting game. I don't think it's going to be very close now. And Ploods is not here. I think Ploods definitely would have made it interesting. Now it's just kind of like a... Yeah, I was going to say, it's not even anybody in Friends. It used to be Ploods and Friends, but now it's just kind of just Friends.
It is actually borderline dumb and Friends going into this game.
I guess.
But talking about the skaters, let's not ignore the fact that Winner 16 has been a top 3 goalie in the league this season and has probably been one of the few reasons that Seattle's still in contention for the playoffs. And beyond the playoffs at a President's Trophy. ZL1, how do you think the rest of the team has kind of started to spark up considering the health that they have in the crease?
Oh, they're definitely playing the game at a high level. I had really no expectations for the Eagles whenever they traded EXO and Tango away. I thought their team was just going to be nuked and they were going to get last place, but they've kind of shocked me. Winner 16 he's proven that he was worthy of a BHL starter spot while he was sitting behind Mimi. And yeah, I mean, they're doing a lot better than I thought they would.
I couldn't agree more. Winner 16 has definitely been the backstop, the superior backstop of this team. And you know what? While we're on the topic of Seattle, let's talk about the French connection, Theo and Arax, because they have been quite the line this season. I think they've been one of the top second lines all year. Theo has really started to step up his game, maybe not as much offensively, but like in a defensive supportive way. I think Arax has really brought out the best in him. And Nick, I'd like to ask you a question here. While we're on the topic of Seattle, you mentioned TJF slotting in earlier. How do you think that affects this lineup going into tonight?
Thinking a lot of 1s and 2s and 3s are going to be called out in the VC. Definitely, the comms might be a little more commander-like. I don't know how to really describe it. TJF brings a big game. I think the game's going to slow down a little bit too, just to compensate for his old bones. I could see some better comms, some better team play happening, but I don't know about skill-wise. Again, TJF's a 5th man at this point. Respectfully, it's just kind of he's there, but he's not a bad 5th man. I just think no Ploods again. It's just such a punch in the gut. It's just just missing your best player, man. It's just
Yeah,
unfortunate.
it's definitely tough, the fact they're missing Pluds, and I do believe Pluds is out for the next couple games. Some sort of injury, or as we call it, vacation. But looking at the leaderboard now, we're going to go back to talking about Milwaukee. And you were right. Tango, it currently holds the #1 spot on the leaderboard for points and goals, and Baculate Beef is tied for second in both those categories. Like you mentioned, ZO1. Those players have been absolutely electric. But we're not talking about the rest of the team on Milwaukee. Let's start at net. KP Football has exceeded all expectations. I don't think anybody really expected too much out of him. You know, he's a rookie. I think when a lot of people were looking at this team on paper, they were like, oh, you know, this goalie, he's going to be the weak spot, the weak link. You know, he didn't really play that much last season. He's not going to have the experience or whatever, but he's been one of the best goalies this season. And I don't think people are really appreciating how well he's played. He's made a lot of big saves for them, and that's what you need from your goalie. You don't need to make every save, but you need the big saves, the key saves, and that's what he's given this team. Nick, I'd like to ask you on how that second line for Milwaukee has played so far. Packers and I think it's been stiff in the last couple of games.
It's been Siffin and Just Right kind of swapping in and out. I haven't seen too much, but I feel like from Packers, I feel like you're expecting maybe a little bit more goal scoring, I suppose, at that line. And Siffin's just played just all right. And Stanford Just Right. They kind of rotating that fourth man slot pretty often. And I feel like it's, you know, as we're getting closer to the halfway point of the season, you know, a little further in the season, you're definitely going to want that to be cemented. So I feel like they should probably make a decision soon on who they want to, you know, actually play there. But I feel like both options aren't too bad. I feel like Packers and Siffin definitely have that chemistry from before. They used to play together, I'm pretty sure, a couple seasons ago. Maybe last season too, if I remember correctly. But, you know, Siffin's had some time off, if I remember correctly as well. But I also heard he might be going on vacation soon. So they might just want to put Just Ryan just to, you know, get it prepared. But that is all that. And also, I do want to add in for KP Football. Absolutely. If you knew, you knew he'd be good. I heard a lot of people calling him the truth before the season started, even last season. Just heard a lot of referring to him as the truth, and he's definitely proved so far that he is, you know, basically the truth.
Good to hear from a guy like KP Football. He's been all reliable for this team, for this season at least. You know what? Let's talk about, we got about 2 minutes till puck drop, so let's talk predictions. ZL1, starting with you on my right, gonna move across the left. How do you think this game's gonna go? Final score, any predictions?
I think last week was a long week of upsets. I feel like that week had a ton of upsets, like Eagles over Blues, Bandits over Grizzlies without their full team. A lot of games like that where the underdog really surprised everybody. So I think this week will be the complete opposite. I'm going to take Milwaukee 4-1.
Milwaukee 4-1 from ZL1. I am going to take the underdogs. I think we're going to keep the trend going, especially going into that third game tonight. I'm going to take a 2-1 Seattle win. I think Milwaukee has shown a lot of good showings, but they've also been kind of inconsistent recently. And connect me on my left.
Just gonna copy Z's flow here. I think it's just gonna be a 4-1 final, Milwaukee.
That's not a bad take. I definitely do think that Milwaukee will come out better for this game. But we're gonna wrap it up on the desk here. We'll see you at the first intermission. I've been Vasilevsky, joined by Connect Me and ZL1. We're gonna head off to the caster. I believe ohLuvv will be taking this game over. I'll be the referee for tonight, so we'll see you in just a few seconds.
Thumbs up.
Oh no. Yeah. Stam on, rep.
Stamina is on.
All right, welcome to puck drop of Seattle and Milwaukee. Back of the beef and the ARAX facing off. TJF and Tango on defense. Tango breaking into the zone. TJF fires it into the neutral zone. Back of the beef, taking it across the blue line. TJF sends it back the other way. TJ beating Tango. Back of the beef going to recover. Sweet move by back of the beef, but TJF there to stop him. ARAX now along the benches. Pass back, picks his pocket. TJ there to recover for his teammate. Back of it in on winner 16. A weak shot. Doesn't even count on the scoreboard. It's stopped. Tango looking to create some time. Passes the puck to back, but is picked off by TJF 101. Back of the beef, a shot saved by winner 16 and cleared to his teammate ARAX. But a turnover to back of the beef and a glove saved by winner. Off the post, back of the beef as winner 16 drops it. Right in the crease, back to the beef, crashing the blue paint, will find his 9th goal of the season.
Man, I got no words for that one. That's unfortunate for the Seattle defense. Winner gloves the puck. Maybe he didn't know that the puck was in his glove, and he dropped the puck and just turned it over on the red line. Unfortunate goal for Seattle. They got to lock back in for this one.
Yeah, you know, he dropped it pretty quickly. Definitely, probably didn't even know it was there. Fumbled out of his glove and back to the beef, finding an easy goal to put his team up by 1. As the puck drops here, Tango over the red line into Seattle zone. A sharp angle shot goes post to post and cleared. Back to the beef, trying to tuck it in on the near side, unable to. Back to the beef, working out of the corner. TJ sends it back in. Now behind his net is TJF 101. Up for his teammate. Will progress through the neutral zone, but it's stolen by Tango on the back check. Tango past ARAX. That's a 2-on-1 here. A shot by winner 16 is saved and cleared out of harm's way by TJF. ARAX unable to get past Tango. Tango sending it into the Seattle zone. Seattle goes for a line change. Theo on now for Seattle. TJF sends it up the ice. Tango giving it back for Packers. Packers back the other way for his line mate Siffin. Full line change here from Seattle as Borderline steps on the ice. Puck dropping near beside Milwaukee's bench. Draw is one back to Theo. A shot is blocked by Packers. Theo regaining possession. Packers taking it off him, beating him. Has a 2-on-1 forming error. Pass over for Siffin. Siffin not able to get the shot off. He does. He finds it. After whipping the first shot, he'll find it again. Borderline unable to cover the lane and screening his goalie winner 16. Put that one into the back of the net to put his team up 2.
It's a tough look for the Seattle team right now. Just careless defense. I mean, I think there was a double screen on winner 16 and nobody went after the puck. That gave Siffin so much time to collect his own rebound. He whiffed the first one, but the puck was there. He just shot it like on net pretty much. There was no thinking going into that shot. He didn't really have to do anything. The defense did it for him.
A great pass by Packers. Siffin finds his second of the season. Packers winning the draw, moving towards the benches. A shot saved by winner 16, glove down. He'll have to play it in the corner. Facing into the corner is Siffin, battling against Theo. Siffin wins the puck. Theo playing defense, keeping him wide. Theo now crossing his blue line. Packers back, able to send it back up the ice. And a weird bounce there as the puck is off the board. Siffin, a shot is panged into the corner by Theo. Theo losing Siffin behind the net. He'll work it out of his own zone. And Milwaukee's now Siffin for an easy clear. Borderline unable to get the puck past Packers as he'll progress into the corner. Borderline across his own crease. Up the wall now is Borderline. Into the Muskies zone. Packers quickly getting it out. Another pass over for Siffin. As a shot is saved by Winner 16. Glove down and played once again. A great save by the young goaltender. As he challenges the puck. Siffin over for Tango. Tango a shot. Off the post, an easy clear for Winner 16. Arax has a step on Tango, but back of the Beef cuts him off. A shot by Vac is off the post and into the corner. Winner 16 plays it back to the Beef out of the corner, looking for a Michigan, but unable to pull it off. Tango dancing around at the red line. He'll lose the puck to Arax. Arax progresses into the Muskie zone as his line mate TJF at the blue line, but Tango not giving him a lot of time and space to work with the puck. Arax into the other corner now, looking to turn it around, but Tango picks his pocket. TJF of the board, stopped by Vaculent Beef. TJ staying with it. A good ping by TJF to keep that out of a high danger zone. TJ up for Arax, cut off by Tango just before the red line. Tango up the ice. TJF retrieving it into the corner, pressured by Vaculent Beef, but he'll clear it. Tango a good move in center, a shot easily saved by Winner 16. Up for Arax now. Tango there to recover. Arax behind the net. A lot of space here. A pass out front to nobody but the other team. TJ across. Tango picks it up. TJF getting it out of his own zone. Arax progressing. A shot is off the side of the net. Tango out of his own zone. Chased by Arax. TJF back to help his teammate. So send it to the other part of the ice. TJ taking his time here. A pass over for Arax. It's panged by Siffin. Good play by the defender there. Arax and Siffin jumping over the puck in the corner. Packers sending it back the other way. Borderline with it now. Up for nobody. Lack of communication from Seattle's team. And in the last few seconds here, a shot is blocked by Borderline. 2-0 heading into the first intermission. Goals by Siffin and Vaculent Beef. Send it over to Vasilevsky, Konechny, and ZL1.
Thank you, ohLuvv. So we've got a 2-0 game for the Milwaukee Muskies, and you know what? Seattle looks asleep. They look like there's nothing going on. Konechny, your thoughts?
They look old, uninspired, sleepy, no passion, nothing. They got nothing going for them. It's just about as much as I expected. Maybe actually I expected a little bit more. I do have a question. I don't know what they're doing with their lines. I kind of expected them to play Borderline and TJF and keep the French connection together, but instead they just kind of split it all up. Don't know really what their plan was with that. I don't know why they thought that would even kind of work. I feel like, you just keep the second line that's been good, good. And just TJF's a defenseman. Play Borderline with TJ. Just suggestions, I guess.
I mean, I understand. From what I was catching before these games, they were scrimming a Borderline and Theo for most of the game, for every time I was scrimming, and they were playing pretty well, but I feel like there's just a big gap between them and the Muskie second line. I mean, I feel like Packers has just been on another level recently. ZL1, obviously we talked about Winner in the pregame. It's kind of Winner versus the world right now. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've played a bunch of scrims with Winner 16. He's like a really on and off goalie. Sometimes he plays like lights out. He gets a shutout. He has a great game, and other times he lets in half the shots that go on him. But this isn't really his fault. His defense is just playing slow. The first goal was a little bit like questionable. Like he just dropped the puck in front of his own net, but probably a mistake. But like 0 shots on net is inexcusable for the Eagles, and they just look like they just look like they have no passion out there. They're playing super slow.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Maybe they can't keep up with the pace that the Milwaukee Muskies are putting out. But I just want to highlight that second goal because it really feels like it kind of summed up the period for them. The Packers with an amazing pass, beautiful pass, and nobody at the puck. I mean, there was nobody covering Siffin. There was nobody went after the puck when he whiffed the first time. And they just collapsed on their goalie, and it's just not a recipe for success. The Seattle needs to turn it around this period. They need a fast start. They need to just shoot everything they can. That'll be all for the intermission report. Head it back up to Tucker to cast.
Splendid work on the desk. As Arax winning the draw forward, giving it right to Tango. Tango sending it back the other way. KP football. Sending it up for Theo. A ping by Tango. Keeps him from reaching his goalie. Theo chasing, and another ping by Tango to force it wide. Tango now trying to beat Theo. They've changed up the line. Seattle. Theo with an awesome chance here is stopped and gloved down by KP football and played into the corner. As I was saying, Seattle changing up their lines, taking TJ off the first line, throwing Theo on there. As Tango now progressing a shot, a save by Winner 16. It was going in, but the young goaltender gets his glove on that. Arax now up the boards, chased hard by Tango. Tango picks his pocket, going back the other way now. Whiffs on the shot, and Arax retrieves it in the corner. Tango behind Seattle's net. Chased by Arax. Arax getting the puck off him. Over for Theo. Theo with some space. Can't get past back to the beef as he's on a breakaway now. Back a shot off the shoulder of Winner 16 and into the corner. Tango pinching on the blue line, keeping the puck in the zone. Theo and Tango battling out in the corner. Theo losing Tango. Theo up for Arax. Arax was behind back, but easy recovery by Back to the Beef. Another chance here for Back to the Beef as he walks in on Winner. Winner, an easy stop. Theo taking it behind his own net as his teammate goes for a line change. Theo up for Borderline. Borderline giving it right to his opponents. A very odd play. Packers keeping it in the corner. Out for Siffin. Would be offside if that went in, but it's blocked by TJF and forced the other way. Packers through the neutral zone, progressing into the Geagles zone. Packers behind the net, pulling it back, looking for a pass to Siffin. It's picked off by TJ. TJ with a chance. It slides past KP football, but he clears it off the goal line. A great recovery by the KP football to get back and track that puck. As TJF almost had his first of the season. Packers over for Siffin. Siffin can't get past TJF. He's forced to bring it the other way. TJF along the boards looking for a pass out to the center, but is blocked by Siffin. Another one is bang away by Packers. Borderline recovering. Packers, another ping. Putting it into the Geagle zone. Borderline past Packers. Across his blue line, but Packers pulls it back. Sending it back into the Seattle zone. Milwaukee out shooting Seattle 9-2 and been all over them in this game. TJF through the neutral zone, unable to get it off Packers' stick. Borderline dumb there to back up his teammate. Tango now, just over the red line, loses Borderline. What a move! Tango off the post and it's in! Holy smokes! Absolutely breaking Borderline's ankles at the red line. Had him looking the other way as he walks in past the defender. A shot on Winner 16 goes off the post, and he'll chase it down and put that one in the net.
Absolutely amazing goal there by Tango. As you mentioned, he kind of snatched up whoever that guy was at the red line. That guy is missing a pair of jock straps, and man, it's. I feel like this was a great start for Seattle. The start to the game, or this period, was much better. But it's just a guy diff. I mean, Tango kind of did it all himself, but we need to see Seattle get on the board here pretty soon. Otherwise, it's pretty relatively safe to say it's over.
100%. Borderline putting on his equipment on the bench as he was undressed at the red line. Theo now in the corner gets back to the Beef. Out of the corner is back, but clear to the boards by Winner. Arax with some space. A ton of room here. He walks it in. Saved by KP football. Theo opts to not chase down the rebound. As Arax trying to get his team back in this game. A-Rax moving it up. Steals the puck off Tango. A shot is cleared out of the crease by Tango on the recovery. Scary one there for KP football. Tango over for Vaculate Beef. Vaculate Beef. Shot is saved by Winner 16. They'll fight Theo in the corner now. Theo unable to get it out. Vaculate Beef clamping him. A good shot on his own net. Vaculate Beef now. A weird shot by Tango as he pings the pullback of his teammate. Theo can't seem to get by Vaculate Beef. He's doing a stellar job on the forecheck. A-Rax stolen from Tango with some space now as A-Rax. A shot goes off the post. KP football tracks it and clears another one off the goal line. A-Rax in the corner now against Tango. Choke, I think you should take notes on this guy.
I am currently taking notes. I mean, he's
Theo
kept
up
this.
for A-Rax. Holy shit.
He's
Sorry
kept
for
this
spoiling.
Muskies team. He's kept Seattle off the board so far. It's been relatively perfect from him.
Yeah, 3 shots on the board for Seattle, all high danger chances. But Milwaukee is up 3-0. We send it back to the desk for intermission analysis.
Yep, it's what a great save there. Let's highlight that save there from KP football again. He had 2 or 3 of those that period. He's been standing on his head. Like I mentioned earlier in the pregame, that he has been the goalie that when you need a save, he's going to give you that save, and it's just being proved. This spoke into existence. And let's talk about the Seattle team that was out there in the second period. ZL1, how do you think they went about going into the second period?
They switched up their first line. They have Theo and A-Rax on the first line now. It's seeming to help, but they're just not they're just not defending at all. Like, it's like Tango, every time he goes up, it's a high quality chance, and they're not like stopping him. They're not. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, and they're not capitalizing on their the chances they're given. KP football has been playing great, but that should have been a goal from A-Rax. It should have been.
I agree, and I think TJF should have had one early in the period. Speaking of TJF Konechny, he demoted himself to the second line, like ZL1 mentioned. What do you think that feels for a guy like Theo? Because he's been playing pretty good this season. He just got promoted to the first line in a tough game. I know they're trying to change up the lines, but he's actually been a very solid piece to that first line with A-Rax. Konechny, what do you think about that Seattle first line?
For sure, it's definitely a confidence booster for Theo. Sure, he's, excited about that. He's like, damn, I'm on the first line now. Obviously, again, they just kind of switched up lines, so it was kind of the obvious choice to put, the better line on the first line, see what happens. But I'm sure he's definitely, a lot happier about that. He's able to play first line with A-Rax. I'm sure, they might be down, but, they're probably having a bit of fun just out there, hitting the rock around. They're still getting some solid chances. It's just every chance they have is just cleared by KP football. A lot of pucks on the line, a lot of pucks just on the crease. They just can't. There's nothing. Nothing's going in. KP football is just not allowing it tonight.
And let's talk about it. Highlight reel goal from Tango earlier in that period. Probably a goal of the year candidate, if I'm being honest. Snatched Borderline's ankles at the red line. Took the defenseman, posting in. What a goal by Tango. And Vacula Beef was there on the ice with good moral support for that goal. But that's going to conclude the desk for this game, unless Seattle makes a miraculous comeback. We'll toss it back up to ohLuvv to continue the rest of the game and probably to the end of it.
TJF hat trick watch.
Seattle is going to need primetime TJF if they want to bring this one back, or their first line to start stepping up here, even though, Theo, a rookie, coming in the league, having to play the 2 top point getters as Winner 16 a little bit out of position. Back to the Beef, unable to find the back of the net. Back to the Beef out of the corner now. Pressured by Theo. Theo up for A-Rax. A-Rax with some space, but Tango there to cut him off on the back check. Tango behind his own net. Working it up the boards past A-Rax. A-Rax with the recovery. Passes it back to his teammate. Theo over for A-Rax. A-Rax chased down by both Milwaukee players. A sharp angle shot is saved by KP football. Played into the other corner now. A-Rax chasing Tango behind the net. Tango up for the back of the beef. It's a short pass. Theo walking in. Saved by KP Football. Right in the slot. A-Rax with a shot. Another attempt banged by Tango. Back of the beef now. Trying to get past both players. He does. Bang away by A-Rax at the last second. Back of the beef and A-Rax in the corner. A-Rax giving it right to Tango at the blue line, but he's unable to do anything with this as Theo is there to shut him down. Tango over out to the slot. Back of the beef does a pinch. A-Rax now with a chance. He whiffs on it. And back of the beef there to swat that one to the boards. Back of the beef stealing the puck off A-Rax. Sharp angle shot is saved by winner 16 and played into the corner. A-Rax pass back of the beef. He has a step. Packers not able to swat that away. A-Rax causing a lot of putting a lot of pressure on the slot, but is cleared away by Packers. Back to the brief. Brings it up the ice and goes for a line change. Borderline loses the puck to Packers. Borderline strips the puck off him. A shot is in. Past KP Football. He slides it to the far side. An own goal by Packers. Actually, as I'm reading the score sheet.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate tag for Packers to call it an own goal, but Borderline, great goal. Finally breaks the shutout of KP Football. Great chance coming down the middle of the ice, and KP Football has made many miraculous saves this game, but that one he could not stop.
You know, Packers trying to force it wide, but actually slides it right past his goaltender. As Borderline, Seattle in general putting on a lot of pressure this period, showing that they have indeed come out to play, just a shaky start. And let's see if they can keep it up. Borderline wins the draw, stolen by Packers. TJF laying it into his own corner. Packers forechecking. Packers getting the puck towards the net. Winner 16 plays it back to the corner. TJ blocked by Packers on the pass. A miscommunication by Seattle gives Packers some time to recover. TJ behind his own net, shadowed by Packers. Packers cuts him off, plays it to his teammate Siffin, who sends it back the other way. Borderline taking the puck off both of them, progressing into Milwaukee zone. Packers in the corner with the puck, working along the benches. Borderline pulling it to the center, looking to cut back, but is stopped by Packers. TJ will force him wide into the corner. He'll play it out of his own zone. Siffin looking to send it back in. TJ through the middle of the ice, up for Borderline. Borderline unable to get past Tango as he'll keep him wide. Siffin towards the benches. As Tango with a lot of space, Siffin misses the pass. TJ dancing around the puck for a second. As TJ looks very unsure out there, as Siffin's going to walk right past him. TJ picking his pocket as he goes back the other way. Siffin read that play, recovered towards the front of the net. KP Football clears it. Tango now, hounded by A-Rax on the back check. A-Rax past Tango. Back of the beef there to send it back towards the Eagle zone. Theo looking to get it out. Back of the beef with a good forecheck. Theo pass back. Has A-Rax open. Off to take it himself. A shot by Theo is put wide of the net off the post. A good chance there by Theo. How do you pronounce his name? Tapor or something? That guy. Tango now off the benches. Theo looking to send it back up. Seattle trying to do anything to work the puck up the ice. Tango now. Across the blue line. A-Rax steals the puck from him. A shot easily saved by winner 16 as it was gift wrapped into his chest. Back of the beef now across the blue line, and he'll find the back of the net on winner 16's forward positioning.
Yeah, great goal. Back of the beef takes advantage of the unfortunate position by winner 16. Man, that goal has to suck. I mean, Seattle has been hounding this period. They've been crawling their way back, but they just can't. You know, it's a tough time to play. You're 3 goals down against how KP Football is playing right now. It's tough. and we're gonna see a timeout call from Seattle. Gonna try and do something with the remaining time. Currently 4-1 for Milwaukee. So Konechny and Zio1's predictions stand. But we will see. It looks like winner 16 is not in the net. They've got 3 guys in a line, so I'm not sure what they're doing with this.
The Bandits play, but with that assist on Vacuum Beef's now tied for leading goal, that puts KP Football at the top of the assist leaderboard, and he's a goalie.
Very impressive.
As Tango working to pass the blue line on an empty net. Out of the corner, he'll find it, off the post, he tucks it away for his second of the night. 5-1 Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know why they pulled if they didn't have any plays or anything ready for it, but
I don't know what, they just love to let people snap at it? I don't know, what's going on here?
They looked a little lost on the face-off. Maybe TJ didn't call anything, or
call a Bandits play, or
usually what the players do is they usually have one guy at the wing position, one guy at center, one guy on defense, but they were just kind of 3 ducks in a row, and I'm still a little lost. Obviously good for Tango, cashed in on the empty net. 5-1 Seattle, 5-1 Milwaukee, sorry. It's a tough game so far.
Tango up for Zulus. Zulus getting some play time. Zulus picking up the puck in center ice. Arax clears it towards the boards. Arax now with borderline on the side, stolen by Tango. Tango walking in. Shot is saved by winner 16. Borderline behind his net. 20 seconds to go in this game. Tango in the corner. Looking to get it out to his teammate Zulus, it seems. Borderline staying on him. Zulus now with a chance. Swatted away by Borderline. As the clock winds down, Zulus with a chance. Weird ping is steered clear of the net. And this one will close out 5-1. The Muskies win.
Yeah, good game for the Muskies. Obviously expected to win this game, but very important win for this Milwaukee team. I believe that keeps them in the President's Trophy race, or at least leading the South Division. Look, correct me if I'm wrong.
They are tied with Orlando.
It was a very crucial thing for this team, but it's going to wrap up game 1. We're going to head to intermission, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We'll have a desk heading into the second game of the night.
All right, welcome back, BHL, to game 2 of tonight on this wonderful evening. I'm joined by TJF101 to my left, Brundlin to my right, and Pandaman to my far right as our analysts. Today's game, we got Quebec City Voyagers, or sorry, Quebec Red Parts versus the Philadelphia Freedom. And on paper, this matchup looks very simple. We'll see if does TJF think. What do you think about Philly going into this game?
I mean, this game should be a cakewalk for them. Quebec is at the bottom of the league in terms of standings and just overall everything. So, and Philly's a very strong team. So this should be a kind of take care of business kind of day for them. Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go to Pandaman for my next question. Do you think Quebec has any chance to pull this out? Obviously, I'm not sure exactly who they have playing. Obtuse was scrimming with them earlier, so I don't think they have their full roster. We have yet to see them with their full roster with Birdo and Emdravel. I'm curious to think, or to see what you think. Do you think they could steal this game?
The only way they have a chance of stealing this game is if Bagel Glazed plays out of his mind and Spooky Mount has a below par game. But I don't think that's gonna happen at all. Spooky Mount has been the best goalie in the league so far, and Bagel Glazed has been good, but nowhere near his level.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen games like that where Spooky Mount has been below his average at least. In the game against Carolina, where Philly dropped it 3-2 in overtime, he probably had his worst game of the season, which it still wasn't a terrible game, but it didn't really keep Philly in it. And it's games like that that are gonna give Quebec an opportunity to seize that. TJF, do you have a player to watch for this game? A player that can...
I mean, not only will be a matter of the goaltending being in certain polar aspects of being below average today, but I think my player to watch that could potentially make any noise on this Quebec team is Burdox. Even though he's been out of the game, been in and out of the game for a while now, he's still got that mechanical skill and some sort of IQ. So I think he's one of their guys with their full lineup that they're kind of hoping that can be a bit more of a scoring threat. But it's gonna be hard because they're mismatched in almost every aspect of this game in skater-wise. But he's the only guy I could see making any noise on that Quebec team. On Philadelphia side, I mean, obviously you have your big stars like Penley and Gorius. Penley being that more offensive threat, Gorius lockdown defense. But Birdo is my kind of my wild card pick if there's to be anything for this game. But to be honest, I'm not super hopeful.
So I am getting word that Zaz Pixel will be stepping in net for the Philadelphia Freedom, as opposed to Spooky Mount, which could be huge for Quebec. Brandon, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on what impact that can have. Will Quebec have an easier time scoring, or will Philadelphia's defense pull through?
I think Philadelphia has lost some pretty tight games recently. Quebec hasn't won, so I think Philadelphia is going to come into this game trying to prove a point. I don't really think no matter who's in net, whatever, they have Penley. There's no excuse not to win this game. Quebec kind of just looks like a broken roster, and I honestly just think Philadelphia is going to have an easy game here, a statement win.
Yeah, they should, and we'll take it to Pandaman for this next one. Oh, hello. Well, with Quebec having the strongest roster that they've had in a minute, who do you think is going to be their best scorer? As all three of their main skaters, besides Obtuse, have proven themselves as scoring threats. And I mean, Obtuse, definitely not in his prime, but he's proven he can still play decently well at the BHL level.
I think the greatest scoring threat will be Semi the Whale, just purely based on how overly aggressive Penley will get trying to stat pad in this game. Because we've seen it before, Penley goes really aggressive and then he turns the puck over and they score. It happened in the Seattle game. I think it can happen again, but on a larger magnitude. but it all depends. Like he might just play the most passive game we see yet. I don't know.
That's a good point. I think it would take a lot of more of just a Philadelphia sell job than a Quebec kind of doing anything. But Zaz Pixel being in that is that's some big news right there. That could cause some shakeup because if he's come to this game kind of shaky and nervous, it doesn't get off to a good start, then you could see Philadelphia being put at kind of playing catch up if they get down early. Once Zaz Pixel kind of gets back up to speed, but that could cause some noise there. Speaking not being here.
This is eerily similar, in my opinion, to the Popcorn versus Marshmallows game during BHCL, where Zaz Pixel was in net against a very, very good goalie in Spooky Mount over on the other side of the Popcorn, and Spooky Mount just stole that game for the Popcorn. Zaz Pixel only had, 4 shots on goal, I think, all game, and he let in 3. And
yeah, it was a rough performance.
They ended up losing that game despite outshooting the Popcorn by, I believe it was 12 or 13. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the same thing tonight. Even though Philly does have more star power than the Marshmallows ever really did. Obviously, Z01, we know has that talent. He just didn't really display it that much on the Marshmallows, especially not in that game. And I think it could end up as one of those situations. TJF, do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, Zaz Pixel has shown some promise this year in non-BHL so far, earlier on the season, but it's kind of what I said earlier. I think that there'd have to be some crucial turnover mistakes from Philadelphia, which I can't see them doing. They're very disciplined as a team. But I mean, like I said, if they let in a goal early, I don't think Zaz Pixel will have that abysmal of a performance. Only saving 1 shot out of 4, but you never know. I guess could happen.
Yeah, I mean, granted, most of the shots on Zaz were not super saveable. There were a couple rough ones, but I mean, the defense did let him down a considerable amount on those shots.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Brandon, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this too.
All right. One thing I want to say is, I'm a vet. I've played with Obtuse and Sammy. When they're on the top, when they're on the top of their game, they could be a really clamp and score line, but it really just depends, what type of Sammy the Whale we're gonna get and what type of Obtuse are we gonna get tonight. You know what I mean? So I think that could play a critical factor into this game. And one thing I want to say before this pregame is let's do predictions maybe.
Yeah, well, the game is starting in 1 minute. We'll go rapid fire predictions here. TJF, what do you think the final score of this one's going to be?
Final score 6-1 Philadelphia.
6-1 Philly, okay. I am going to go with 4-3 Philadelphia in overtime. Brandon?
I'm going to go really high scoring. I think it's going to be 7-3 Philly, and I think at the end of the first period, Philly will have a 3-goal lead. I just have that type of feeling. We'll talk about it at the first intermission.
All right, Panda Man, are you the lone Quebec believer?
No.
No.
I think it's going to be 4-2. 4-2 Philadelphia.
4-2?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's our predictions. This game will be getting underway in just a second. Very interesting matchup with Spooky Mount out of the game. We'll see how that can affect things. Will Quebec be able to come out on top in this one?
Probably not.
Yeah,
we'll have to see it, but probably not. But yeah, we'll have to find out, I guess.
Thoughts.
I mean, anything could happen, but probably not, to be honest.
This is probably the most comp BHL season yet. We keep saying that every season, but it's true. And we'll go back to ice level for the face-off. Berto XD wins it forward into the neutral zone. Can't get past Penley. He whiffs on it. Sammy the Whale pitches on Penley, gets a shot in, and he scores. Spooky Mount is in net. But that doesn't matter, as Sammy the Whale stuffs one early, just 8 seconds in. And do I have a play-by-play person? Yeah, TJF.
Oh,
You're my guy.
It's me.
Yeah.
I'm doing color.
Color, yeah,
All right.
color.
All right. I mean, hey, what did I say not even like 5 minutes ago, dude? I mean, I know it's Spooky Mountain in net, but...
I guess all that talk about Zazpixel being in net is null now, but... I mean, Quebec still proved that they could score. Sammy the Whale with a golden chance in front. It's denied by DGMF. Discoof McGundy.
I didn't know who that was a second ago, but... Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, he changed his name to have Aura.
Oh.
Here's Penley,
Oh.
scooping past both Quebec defenders. He's in, hits the post, and he taps in the rebound. Penley evens the score, and it's 1-1.
I guess hope didn't really last that long for Quebec. I mean, you rarely see at BHL a 2-on-none, and that was just basic fundamental defense right there, and just a complete breakdown. I've never seen a 2-on-none in a while, and they capitalize. Quick shot off the post, easy tap in the crease, nothing there that Bagel could do. Quebec's got to be better and more disciplined. They want to stay in this.
Yeah, we'll see if, I mean, this is looking to be a barn burner so far. 2 goals in the first 36 seconds. Very rare you see that in today's BHL. Face-off underway. Both first lines still out. Discoof taking it left. No room there. He'll dance through neutral ice. Berto XD steals. Tries to get past Penley, but he gets there first. The pullback doesn't work either. Penley passes for Discoof. His shot saved by a sliding Bagel glazed. He flies across the crease to save that one.
Great chance there, but a better save.
Yeah, Bagel glazed. Looking hot to start this one after letting in a goal. Here's Sammy the Whale stealing from Penley, and Spooky Mount comes out of his crease to play it to prevent an excellent chance for Sammy the Whale. Here's Penley turning out of the corner, away from Berto XD, gets around him, tries to take the shot, but Sammy the Whale steps in front of it. Penley will just P3-1 in. That hits the post.
You know, Penley's playing very puck dominant this shift, not letting Discoof get involved very much. We'll see how that works out.
Well, I mean, Discoof's had some involvement, but he gives it up to Sammy the Whale, who is denied by Spooky Mount at the doorstep. Berto XD with it now. The Philly is looking very shaky. Here's Penley getting past Berto, tries to take the shot, but Sammy the Whale, an excellent denial there, and he goes the other way. He's smothered by 2 defenders. Passes back for Quovu. Quovu can't get past Gorius, both second lines on. Obtuse tries to take a shot. ZCD gets a hold of that one with his stick. Gorius tries to go around Quovu, and he does, entering the Quebec zone. Gorius wrapping around the net. Quovu still on him. Gorius gets away from him. Obtuse steps in on the help defense, though, and clears the zone. Gorius sending one back in. Quovu passing to nobody. Gorius with a great chance, and Quovu denies it. Obtuse up the ice. CCD not denies that one. Obtuse beats CCD finally. Enters the Philadelphia zone. And Quovu with a chance off the post. He had the near side. He had room on the near side, but narrowly missed. Here's Gorius the other way, sending one in, and Bagel glazed. Snatches that one up with the glove. He'll drop it. Gorius steals it from Obtuse. Tries to go for the Michigan, I believe. ZCD sends one back in. Obtuse narrowly avoiding a shot from ZCD after he bobbled the puck a little bit. Here's Obtuse up the near side. Just dumps it in. Obtuse again crosses it for a refreshed Berto XD. He gets past Gorius. Tries to shoot one in, but Gorius denies him with the poke check.
Really smart play there from Obtuse to send it back to his line mate.
Here's Penley past Sammy the Whale, and Bagel glazed makes 2 excellent saves to keep this tie game. Here's Berto XD. Up the near boards. Past Discoof goes for the P3. But Penley finds that one with the stick. Penley getting around Berto XD. Penley now. Dancing through neutral ice. Trying to go around. Berto pulls it back. Fools both Quebec defenders, and his P3 curve fails to generate anything. Here's Penley still with it, though. I believe he tried to get it up for Discoof, but Sammy the Whale stole that pass in the middle of this trajectory. 34 seconds left. Sammy the Whale goes for the curve and hits it. Sammy the Whale puts Quebec up by 1 late in the first period.
I mean, this is shocking. Right? I mean, I was going to say during the intermission, but Quebec's they're not playing bad, actually. Even though they're not necessarily utilizing very many mismatches and they're kind of playing a bit disorganized, they're somehow keeping up and still getting opportunities. And I can safely say this is not in the cards for me. Being up 2-1 with just over 30 seconds to go left in the first period, but I mean, what an effort so far. Very impressed, and I think Philadelphia's got to find their footing here because I think it's more them kind of playing careless than it is Quebec outmatching them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Philadelphia's first line is really struggling to perform against Berto XC and Sammy the Whale, who seem to be doing very well against Penley so far. We'll see if they can change the narrative on that. 20 seconds to go. Penley pulls it back. Tries to go for the shot. Sammy the Whale playing good defense in his own zone. Berto XD makes room up ice. Here's Penley with it. Sammy the Whale. Proper gap there. Enough to send it behind his own net. 5 seconds to go. Sammy the Whale. One last chance. And he's robbed by Spooky Mount. That'll be it for the first period. Quebec is up by 1. It's 2-1. Shots are 6-5 in favor of Philadelphia. Bagel Glazed having a good game so far. We'll send it up to the desk for intermission.
I mean,
I am joined by TJF. We'll let you get this analysis.
Oh, my fault, Brandon. This is surprising for me. Shots are pretty much even. Quebec actually leading in this one. And despite kind of their unorganized play style, they seem to be working, kind of getting in Philadelphia's own head. I'm just really curious as to what the first line right now is saying, because they're kind of getting outperformed. Not outperformed, they put on good shots, but Bagel Glaze has been there to stop it all. But I mean, Spooky Mount is not his best either, aside from the end there. Yeah, he robbed a goal from Sammy the Whale at the very end. That was impressive. But
Yeah.
This is a shock. I'm kind of shocked. I'm pulling for them, but I'm shocked. Brandon, what do you think?
Look, I did not expect this from Quebec. I need to see more though. It's only been 1 period, but that was a phenomenal period. That's how you have to play. They played them for all 5 minutes. They didn't slack. And both goals, you can't even say they're like fluke. They're really nice goals on Spooky Mountain. Those are the type of shots you need on him. They're high quality shots, and the second period is gonna be it's gonna be a good one in my opinion. If Quebec gets their first win here, the narrative that could be pretty funny.
Well, we'll see. I mean, Quebec is winless, and Philadelphia has the best player in the game right now on their team. This should be relatively easy, and the best goalie in the game on their team too. This should be pretty easy for them, but it's proved to be a struggle so far. Panaman, do you have any thoughts on
and one of the top defenders, I'd say, but
yeah.
I mean, hey, you're calling Penley the best player in the league right now? I mean, really, after this period?
I'd say so.
I mean, seriously? I mean,
skill-wise, yeah.
We gotta. I mean, let's.
Brandon, do you
question
have
marks here, Brandon? I mean,
no. One thing I want to say is Penley's line mate looks like a ghost out there. Like
Brandon, look at the
I don't
camera.
feel like he's contributing at all. All I see is Penley with the puck and him just like kind of avoiding him. And I feel like Penley needs to get his line mate more involved in this game, in my opinion. Sorry, I should be looking at the camera.
All good. Yeah, Pandaman, do you have any thoughts on how this period's gone and how Philly could salvage this game?
Well, I think Philadelphia came into this game expecting, this is going to be an easy win. We're going to win 5-1 or something like that. But look at the score right now. Quebec is leading. They're going to flick a switch. I think they're going to score 2 in this period. But if they don't, they might be in some real trouble.
Yeah,
we'll
well,
have to find out.
I'm a Quebec believer now. I've been converted. Face off underway. Here's Berto XD. Making progress into the Philadelphia zone. Behind the net. Berto gets away from Penley. Has a chance, but he wastes too much time trying to do Too many moves. Here's Penley past Birdo XD. Tries to go for the shot. Nothing there. Sammy the Whale intercepts it. Penley, good move! Sends a shot in, and Bagel Glaze turns it aside with the paddle. Here's Sammy the Whale. Clearing his own zone, getting past Penley. Sammy the Whale past Discoof. And Penley, excuse me, with the rejection.
Seeing a little bit of fire out here from Quebec early on.
A good shot from Penley. And Bagel Glazed with the glove. Go ahead, TJ.
I mean, Quebec's come out of the gate here very aggressive, and I like to see it. But, you know, got to get one more, I think, to really put Philadelphia on their heels.
Here's Birdo.
I like the way they're playing.
Birdo had a good chance there against Spooky Mount. It almost worked, but he missed wide. Penley's pass is picked off. Birdo again! Saved by Spooky Mount. Rebound is out to Sammy the Whale. But both Philadelphia defenders smother that. Discoof gets past Birdo. Has a chance. Saved by Bagel Glazed. And the rebound is not capitalized on as Discoof tried to do too much.
Excellent stop there. And a nice micro adjustment at the end from Bagel Glazed. And he keeps this game ahead for Quebec.
Bagel Glazed at his peak is a great goalie. He'll be tested here. Penley with a shot, and it's off the post. I believe Bagel got a piece of that. Here's Quovu. Tries to get past Goriest. He can't do so. Goriest has Penley across the wing, but Obtuse denies him. Former Norris Trophy winner Obtuse. Back in S9, I believe. I'm not sure. I know he won a Norris at some point, I believe. Yes. It was indeed S9.
If Quebec can start abusing these mismatches, then they could put this game out of reach here.
Yeah, it's very surprising how little they've abused the mismatches. Penley just does not look good. Obtuse storms down the ice, almost has a great chance, but he misses wide. I believe a back checker from Philadelphia may have gotten their stick on that. Here's Obtuse trying to get past ZCD. He can't do so. Quovu with it now. Pulling it behind ZCD. Getting around him. ZCD pins him to the boards, though. Has a chance. Nothing there for him. ZCD again trying to get a shot away. Isn't able to do so. Goriest now with it. Pulling it back. Trying to get around Quovu. He does, but it's sent way too far, and Obtuse is able to scoop up the loose puck. He'll send one up for Quovu. Quovu has ZCD to beat. He's forced into the corner. A big hit by ZCD. And that one won't be called. Here's Quovu still with it. Gets around Discoof. Gets around. It's almost scores, but Spooky Mount stands tall in net. Obtuse for Quovu. He misses wide. Quebec will get a change. Both first lines on now. Penley down the boards. Takes a P3 from center ice. And Bagel Glazed yet again. Denies him with the glove. He has 11 saves so far. Birdo XD, 2-on-1 opportunity. Gets around Discoof. Birdo XD oversteps the puck. He had a great chance in the slot. And just wasn't able to capitalize.
I mean, this is
Penley with it.
Bagel is putting on a masterclass right now.
I do agree. Sammy the Whale in trouble. Penley unable to capitalize, though, as Bagel Glazed got to that puck before he did. Here's Discoof getting away from Bordeaux. He can't get it up the boards. It's back for Penley. He loses sight of the puck. Birdo XD is allowed in. Penley now. Denied by Birdo. Can't clear his own zone. Birdo trying to find room on the short side. He's unable to. 30 seconds left. Birdo again! And this time, he finds it! Birdo XD with his first of the season. And Quebec is up by 3. Philadelphia is in trouble.
Then there might be a challenge call here. However, I mean, this is astonishing. I mean, we're seeing Birdo XD out-mechanic Penley. And, I mean, what a takeaway. And I don't think that was a force through, in my opinion. That was a really good goal. That was just a solid goal. And I do not think that was a force through. So they might have to take a look at it, but this is shocking. You know, not only are they keeping up with Philadelphia, but they're actually out-mechanic, like mechanic stiffing them, which is like something I did not expect.
Yeah,
and as well as that, Bagel Glaze is standing on his head. Looks like no
Yeah.
challenge here.
Penley
But
just,
wow.
even though Philadelphia is out shooting them, Penley still just does not look like himself, and neither does Spooky Mount. I mean, he's made the saves he's had to, but
It's not all his fault
it's
either.
not going to be enough. Yeah, it's not entirely his fault. Some of the goals have just been very rough on Philadelphia defensively. Here's Birdo XD. Trying to get it up for his partner, Sammy the Whale. 4 seconds left. Discoof has a chance from center ice. But an avalanche of Quebec defenders comes crashing down on him to deny his chance. And that'll be it for 2 periods. We'll go back to the desk in just a moment.
You know, Panda Man, I think we got to have a discussion here about, you know, especially with Demoni's claim earlier that Penley is the best player in this league right now. And, you know, I'm ready to have a debate about this because right now, I mean, he just got walked by Birdo XD, who hasn't played this game since like S18. I mean, I don't know. What do you think here about this? Like,
I mean, Penley isn't playing as good as he usually does because, like, I don't know. Something's off. It might be because he changed his username and jinxed himself somehow, but he just does not look like himself. Brandon, what do you think?
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with his line mate. I mean, I still think what I said last period.
look at the camera, dude.
He's pretty much been invisible, and I feel like Penley needs to have a line mate that actually works with him. For y'all saying like is he the best player in the league? Like, is that status going to be affected by this game? I don't think so. But 3-1 here, Philadelphia. I feel like they, you know, with Milwaukee and Orlando being like really good teams, you don't want to face them round 1 in the playoffs. You want to get the President's Trophy or at least get first place in the East, so you could avoid those teams. So I think you cannot be losing these type of games. We're going to see this third period what type of Philly team we're going to get.
So true, Robo Brandon.
Sorry,
yeah,
it's
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. No, it's your internet, I believe. But I don't know. I know Penley's more mechanically skilled than this. He just has not looked. He's been outplayed, and I don't know if it's him doing too much or
I mean, I think
him
they're
just having an
playing
off
careless.
game. Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
And I mean, Quebec, they're actually like outplaying Philadelphia. I mean, in my opinion, and I was just making Penley's still obviously very good, and I'm just trying to start a conversation here. But I'm surprised that the skill of Birdo and Sammy the Whale have been able to kind of keep up with them mechanically and even outplay them in some scenarios. You saw it lead to the third goal there, and now Philadelphia, you know, you got 5 minutes left. You're really on your heels here against this team that you thought you should have cakewalked. And I mean, this is a game you all wanted to see, though, so I'm excited for this third period.
I mean, I think Birdo XD's looked phenomenal so far. We'll see if he can keep up his matchup against Penley here in this third period. I believe he'll be able to. I'm a QBC believer now. I'm fully rooting for them to win this game. I think they will.
Me too.
We'll see
Remember
as
when
the third period gets underway. Here's Birdo XD. Back for Sammy the Whale. Penley almost has a chance. Birdo XD pulling it back, getting around both defenders. But he fails to finish. And he sends one in from center ice. A P-roller that finds its way in the back of the net. And it's 4-1 suddenly.
I mean, that's exactly what you needed from QBC, you know, to squash, you know, any momentum that Philadelphia might have had going in from the break. And now they got to get it all back. And now this game's getting even further, you know, away from Philadelphia, even tying it. And this is just surprising. I mean, I'm a believer, but you still got a lot of time left to play. Philadelphia, they can make some magic happen. So you gotta play the full 5 minutes here, you know. But that was impressive. A great shot from Birdo from deep, and Spooky Mount has not looked like himself either. That's the other factor we gotta keep reminding ourselves about. That should be a routine stop for his standard at least.
Here's Penley getting around Birdo. He has to make something happen. He sends one in, and Bagel Glazed, as always, with the glove, is able to deny him. He's got 11 saves tonight. Here's Discoof over for Penley. Sammy the Whale denies that pass. Ben and Birdo XD both playing extremely well. Here's Birdo again. Has another chance. Spooky Mount pings that out of his crease. Discoof. A bad turnover. Birdo XD, a chance for the hat trick. Spooky Mount shuts the door. Birdo XD again. Tries to go short side. Nothing there. Birdo with his third chance. And Spooky Mount makes an incredible save. A big hit by Goriest. And it's called a penalty. Birdo XD.
I mean,
with 3 very.
Did I just watch Season 2 Birdo there? I mean, I might have just watched Season 2 Hardcore Whalers Birdo right there. I mean, he took over for a solid 30 seconds there. That was, I've never seen that, you know, from him. This is shocking. And now you're worse. When you're down 4-1, now you're on a penalty kill. You gotta waste 30 seconds here. But I mean, what's going on here?
Dude,
that was vintage Birdo.
Yeah, Philadelphia just does not have an answer. It's frightening
They're all out of sorts.
for their future. I mean, their depth doesn't look good, but their star players don't look good either. Goriest and Penley have done almost nothing this game.
Totally agree with you.
I mean, Penley's done the most out of the skaters on his team, but I feel like I expect more from every single one of their players.
Yeah.
Here's Goriest on the penalty kill. Defensive maestro. Denies Quovu. Goriest with a short-handed chance. Gets around Obtuse. He's in. Hits the near post. And it's out the other side. Goriest almost had a chance to shift the momentum in Philadelphia's favor. On the penalty kill, mind you. He's able to even up the shots. This has been the best he's looked so far this game, and it's without his line mate. Goriest trying to get one out for Penley. He oversteps the puck. Quovu has a chance. That falls short of the net. Goriest out of the corner. Philadelphia will have to have him and Penley on if they want to salvage this game. Quovu, a big hit on Goriest. That could be dangerous. But the ref elects not to call it. Here's Sammy the Whale dancing through center ice. Stolen by Penley. Penley with a head of steam. And Bagel Glazed robs him at the doorstep yet again. Sammy the Whale out of the zone. Good ping by ZCD. ZCD trying to get more room. He's unable to get it.
You know, now you've got a situation where your lines for Philadelphia are going to be a little bit messed up going into the later half of this game down the stretch. Penalty's been out there for a long time.
If Philadelphia does still have their timeout, I expect them to utilize it to put Penley and Goriest on as ZCD has a good chance. Somehow gets past Birdo XD. But it hits the post. ZCD over for Penley. Penley back to the middle. Takes it himself around Birdo. Penley trying to force a shot through. He can't do it. Penley now out to the middle. ZCD not there in time as Sammy the Whale has a very quick reaction to that pass. Here's ZCD chasing down Sammy the Whale. Philadelphia forced to play aggressive here. 1:30 left. It's not impossible. Here's Goriest. Taps one in off a pinball play. And suddenly this is doable.
You know, kind of a fluke, I would say. Not like a great goal you want to see, but a goal is a goal. They might use their timeout here. I expect them to with the 1:18 left to get Penley and Goriest on.
Yeah.
If you're QBC, you just got to tighten up. Be disciplined. You're doing all the right things, but just got to really play smart and discipline and not overcommit here because you're up. You still got 2-goal leads, plenty of cushion for this kind of time. So I mean, we'll see what they do, but you know, if they get if let's say Philadelphia scores with about 30, within 30 seconds or 45 seconds, then you're in trouble. But that's gonna be the key difference maker for me at least. Like once it kind of goes past that 30-second mark off face off here, and they haven't scored, then I think it could happen. I'm not gonna jinx it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. These are two very talented players who have experience playing with each other. Goriest getting away from Berto. His pass is blocked by Sammy the Whale. We're approaching the minute mark of this third period. Goriest now up the ice, stopped by Berto. He has a chance, tries to get it over for Sammy the Whale. He can't do so. Penley chases the puck all the way back into the Quebec corner. Berto XD freeing it. Philadelphia just not looking organized right now. Here's Penley, pulls it back on Berto. Trying to get one out for Goriest, but he can't do so. The clock is bleeding. We're at 30 seconds. Berto XD in the corner. Penley tried to fight him off, but Berto XD continues the amazing pressure. And he's able to clear the zone. 20 seconds to go. Goriest can't bat it down. Berto XD, 15 seconds in the Philadelphia corner. Berto now pulling it back. Trying to get around Penley. A big, massive hit by Penley. Not called. There's no use. 5 seconds to go. And Quebec City has their first win of the season as the Remparts pull off a massive upset against the Philadelphia Freedom.
I mean, wow. That quickly turned from a game that was kind of written off as a throwaway game, not really many interested heads, into the game of the night, in my opinion. They still got one more, but I mean, I don't think anyone's going to tap that.
Excellent game.
Very impressive.
We'll have a Berto XD interview on the desk in just a second. We'll talk to our desk mates first to hear their thoughts on the game, and then we'll get to Berto. So, yeah, TJF, what do you think they did right that game? What do you think Quebec did right?
I mean, get up and shift. Quebec, they not only hung with them, they actually outplayed them, and they kind of had everything roll right for them. Not even to discount their effort, because they played great. Bagel Glaze was dialed into focus, had a great gem from him of a game, and Berto XD kind of looked like his vintage self there. But they played smart, they played discipline, and they didn't let the matchup kind of scare them. They played like they were playing any other team, and I'm happy to see them get their first win, especially against a team like Philadelphia. And it kind of raises some question marks for me for Philadelphia going forward. I mean, this is it's another kind of win that or game that you thought you should have won, and I don't know what they've lost 2 straight, or they might have got a win. I'm not sure the record on that.
Philadelphia has had a very, very weird season. But we have our star player here on the desk, Berto XD. How are you doing after that big win?
It's a good win. It feels good. That's, mostly I could say. I just remember BHCL and Gorius traded me. He was hating on me. Didn't think I could get it done, and then they got swept in the playoffs. Then we got Kuzo in the chat hating on me, not letting me in scrims, all that. I just like to prove everyone wrong right now. Best team in the league we just beat. We're not going to stop now. QBC's coming for a playoff spot.
Yeah, I'm a believer, honestly. Philadelphia is definitely not the best team in the league right now. I will say that. I'm sure my desk mates will agree.
Yeah, I can.
Dude, I got no idea who's the best.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This is your first game back. I respect it. But I mean, Philadelphia is still a big upset. Did you guys have any strategies going into this game to shut down Penley?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, it was just purely a skill def then, it seems.
I knew Ben had it in him after that first goal. 10 seconds in, we knew we had that game.
Yeah, I mean, props to your goalie, Bagel Glaze. Speak on his performance and how well he did.
I mean, 15 saves against one of the best of all time, Penley. He's beat Youppi, he's beat all-time greats, and I think BGS Glazed locked him up today.
Yeah, he sure did. I'll open up questions too. Does Panaman have any for Berto?
Berto, did the Quebec VC was it fluid or was it more like tense when you were first beginning the game?
I mean, I got a team of Obtuse and Sammy the Whale, and they're big yappers about nothing, and so the whole game we were just yapping.
That's fair. I mean, it's definitely not a bad thing to just have the vibes in the VC be positive.
You know, we felt the nerves, but we were just ignoring it all, and we stayed positive the whole time. When we got scored on that late minute, it was it was a lucky goal. I mean, Gorius, he's a good player, good pings, but to be honest, that one shouldn't have gone in, so we kind of had it in the bag.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely a weird goal, and Philadelphia's had a really weird season. They upset the Bandits without Penley, but they've been upset about 3 times. TJF, do you have any more questions for Berta?
I mean, what's kind of looking forward for you guys going on this season? I mean, are you guys gonna, make any adjustments? Maybe take it more seriously going forward. I mean, what's kind of the mentality in the within the locker room after this big win?
Honestly, I think just depends if we can show. Our team isn't as bad as people think we are, and I think we can make some upsets if our team's active.
Very good
Agree.
point. Is
do
Emdravel
we-
looking like to come back, or no? Do we know about that?
I just remembered he was on our team, so that,
Fair enough. I have to see.
That's fair.
That's all I got.
yeah, I'm not sure he's a busy guy.
I have one last question. How was Sammy the Whale's attitude going into this game? Because I know he can be a bit of a doomer when playing teams that are better on paper.
Honestly, there wasn't really any talks of the game before. We just kind of got on, hoping for the best. Had some scrims before, and then yeah, we just kind of played.
All right, yeah, that's what it's all about. Do you guys have any more questions?
I got none for me.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up for this segment. We've got one more game coming at you in 12 minutes at 8:30 Eastern. That is Houston versus Saskatoon. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. We'll be back in a very short time, and we'll see you later.
Yo, shout out Crafted Hockey.
All right, start this home. All right, welcome back, Blockey Hockey, for our final game of the night. The Saskatoon Blues will be taking on the Houston Bandits in just a short 5 minutes. I'm joined on the desk by Pandaman1010 to my left and
Hello.
rookie analyzer Apad8 to my right.
Hello.
So, very very interesting, very interesting game tonight. The Saskatoon Blues were undefeated, I believe, but they had their streak ruined by who was it
The
that beat them?
Geagles.
The Geagles, yes. The same Geagles who lost tonight 5-1 to the Muskies. They did not play that good of a game. But we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about the Blues. We'll see if they can bounce back. I believe Houston will have a depleted roster again. Even if they have ohLuvv, the recently retired Farabee is going to leave a hole in their roster for sure. They do have Vinny on, which is good. Pandaman, I'm very curious to think if Houston is at full strength, who has the advantage in this matchup?
I think it would be, like, I know they're underperforming a lot, but I think it would be Houston purely based on Chokington. Like, he can and he will steal games. He stole the Boston game. He had what, like a 12, 13 save shutout?
A bajillion saves, yes.
Yeah, he played out of his mind. He can and will steal games. He just has to put his mind to it.
I agree. I could not agree more.
I think
in
that,
games where
sorry.
in games where it's really close, I think Chokington does just he just starts to steal it. If I'm being honest, teams don't give him the credit that he deserves. So Apat, I'll let you carry on with your thoughts.
Sorry. I think that going into this game, even though the Bandits will not be a full cast, I think that they are the favorites, or I have them as the favorites in my opinion, since they are coming off of a good shutout win, Vasilevsky being as good as he is. I mean, I think Vasi with any team could put up an upset or even a win. And the Blues are just coming off of getting shut out totally, so you have the two opposite sides of the spectrum here, and I think the Bandits are going to come away with this one.
Yeah, I mean, an interesting take. I'm personally going to side more with the Blues here. I think ZO1's a difference maker. I don't think Houston has the offensive talent to really do anything against Saskatoon, because Saskatoon does play a good defensive game with players like Stan V and Clamper, Orodex to some extent. I think, honestly, they out-defense the Bandits, who are known as a defensive team. But, I mean, like you said, Vasilevsky, or like both of you said, honestly, Vasilevsky is going to be a difference maker for the Bandits tonight, whether you like it or not. It's just, it depends on how much the Blues outplay the Bandits here. Pandaman, do you think the Blues, in any universe, outplay the Bandits enough to beat Chokington?
I don't think so. Like, Chokington is a
Really?
fantastic goalie. He is one of the best, if not the best goalies in the league. With potential, with Spooky Man, of course. And when he has Tucker in front of him, he typically plays good. This season has been an outlier, but when he has Tucker, one of the most defensively sound defensemen, most of the time, he plays fantastically.
This is true. I think Tucker does play. Tucker and Chokington benefit from having each other on the ice, on the same team. Apat, I'm curious to hear what you think about this.
I think that depending on the lines and how they match up, I think that Tucker on defense could really shut down ZE. I think Z's still one of the newer players. Not new, but he's only been in the league for a few seasons, and he's kind of one-dimensional. And I think a player like Tucker, who's got a lot of experience, will be able to learn how he's playing during the game and be able to shut him down, and especially work with Vasilevsky, like you were saying.
All right. Well, I personally, my take on that, I completely disagree with Pandaman. I think the Blues have an easy matchup roster-wise tonight. Even if Houston's at full strength, they have ohLuvv, Vinny, and Newbly Bridge, and I mean, dude, they don't even have Newbly Bridge, I don't think. I'm looking at the tab list right now. They do not have Newbly Bridge. So it's going to be interesting, considering after ohLuvv and Vinny, their next best player is Catholicism Rocks, and I believe ohLuvv or Missia will be slotting into that 4th slot. I'm not a Houston believer, even if Chokington has a great game. Dancer, I wouldn't count Dancer out either. So we'll move on to the final score predictions really quickly before this game gets started. Pandaman, I'll let you start.
2-1 Houston.
2-1 Houston. I'm gonna go 5-0 Saskatoon.
I agree with Pandaman fully. 2-1 Houston.
All right. We'll see. I really hope Houston proves me wrong, but I'm a Saskatoon believer tonight, and I'm sure a lot of others are. So we'll see. Face-off will be getting underway in 10 seconds. So we'll go down to ice level. And then here's Catholicism Rocks off the face-off. Stan V and Zia won the first line. The rookie drafted 8th overall. Catholicism Rocks go against Stan V, drafted 2nd overall in the most recent draft. They played in the JBHL finals against each other. Stan V on the winning side of that, as he took home JBHL playoff MVP because of a dominant series against the Nordiques. So that puck is out of play. But yeah, interesting matchup here, considering the beef between Nordiques and Jellyfish alumni. We'll see if Kath can somehow outperform Stan V despite the strong rookie campaign he's put up. Here's Z01 off the face-off, blowing by both defenders and sending one short side for his first of the game. Pandaman, do you have any thoughts on that goal?
Chokington needs to do better than that. He left his entire near post wide open, but I think he'll bounce back.
Yeah, I agree. I think Choke did leave his post open, but I mean, Houston can't just lose the face-off that badly. It's a very simple play that Z did, and he just executed it perfectly. And there's a lot Houston could have done. Here's Z with a 2-on-1 opportunity. Gets around ohLuvv, tries for his second, but this time Vasilevsky is able to deny him. Here's ohLuvv the other way. Z01 catching up to that. Turns out of the corner. ohLuvv back for Kath. Takes space, but Z01 gets there first. He blows past ohLuvv. Z01 with his 3rd breakaway of the game, and Chokington denies him. He's 2 for 3. Here's ohLuvv again with a shot from deep, and ohLuvv evens the game with a snipe from beyond the blue line. An intercontinental ballistic missile from ohLuvv. And he's tied the game. Catholicism Rocks with the assist. That may be his first point. I'll let APAT analyze this one.
Well, I mean, when you get a great player like ohLuvv, who's got experience, he knows where to pull the shots from. What do you expect? What more do you expect? I mean, what a great player. What a lot of heart. What a good guy.
Yeah, that's so true. He's a great locker room guy. He's a sneaky athletic. You really love to see it from him. He's the type of guy you'd let your daughter date. We'll put it that way. Here's Konechny, both second lines on now. So Vinny not playing, it seems. He may be experiencing some client side issues. I'm not sure why he's not on the ice, but I mean, Wast has looked good as a 4th option. Vasilevsky saves Konechny's shot from deep. Clamper on the ice with him. Konechny was lining with Orodex earlier in the season, but the Blues have since changed it out for Clamper. Here's Clamper up for Konechny. Konechny oversteps the puck on the boards, and Wast takes hold of it. ohLuvv and Wast, both Pensacola Blue Wahoos, which is the Houston Bandits non-HL team, playing on this second line tonight. So it's essentially just ohLuvv and friends for the Bandits. The decision to bench Vinny is very questionable as Clamper sends one through. That hits the side of the net. Pandaman has pointed out in chat that it's ohLuvv, friends, and relatives, as ohLuvv is canonically ohLuvv's brother. Here's Konechny, regrouping outside of the zone. Here's Konechny. He's in! Saved by Vasilevsky, and he pings it out of his crease. What a stop. Konechny still with it. Wast able to deny him. Here's Z01 on the ice for the Blues with a head of steam wrapping around the net. Z01 aiming for the far side, but he misses wide. Z01 again pulls it out of the corner, tries to get around, and he hits the post. Z01 having a field day with the Bandits so far. He's gotten a myriad of chances against a weakened Bandits team, and that seems to just be the story of the Bandits season so far. Hey Pat, do you think the Bandits will ever be at full strength for this season?
I think full strength is in the eyes of the beholder, and with all of these players playing right now, this might be their full strength. Maybe these guys are going to become better than what they could possibly have.
That's a fair point. I mean, Wast and ohLuvv, or maybe not ohLuvv, but Wast already looks better than he did going into the season. It'll be interesting to see how these guys who have been stuck in the non-HL for the most part develop. Here's ohLuvv with a shot. That's saved by Dancer. Catholicism Rock sends one in. This Houston Bandits first line is starting to wake up. Kath chasing Stan V. He loses a step, but regains it as Stan V was slowed down by the crit chain. Here's ohLuvv out of the corner. Z01 holding the line and almost getting a shot away. He'll get one away this time, and Vasilevsky robs him with the glove. Here's Z01. Out for Stan V. Blues will try to regroup and fail. Catholicism rocks. Tries to go near boards. Stan V denies him there. Makes progress into the Houston zone. ohLuvv out for Kath. Has a bad matchup with Z01. A Z01. Here's Z01 wrapping behind his own net. Wast holding the line. Z and Konechny on the ice for the Blues. Z will probably get a change soon. And he will go off as Konechny fails to enter the Bandits zone. He succeeds this time, getting into the corner. ohLuvv trying to escape Konechny's pressure. And he will. ohLuvv down the ice. Denied by Clamper. ohLuvv unable to get a shot away. Clamper now out of the corner. Konechny forced to ping it back as ohLuvv was there, watching that pass like a hawk. And that'll be the end of period one. We'll send it back up to the desk here in Houston to analyze this period. Very interesting period. I kind of expected more out of the... I mean, the Blues dominated to start the period, obviously, but it didn't seem like they were really all there in the second half of it, especially after ohLuvv's goal, I believe. That could have been the difference maker for the momentum going into this game. We'll let APAT have the analysis first. What do you think Houston can do better to go into the second period?
You know, I actually think Houston, they're playing with a less star-studded cast, so they're not expected to be maybe playing up to the level of the Blues, but what they're doing and the shots they're taking, I mean, it says they have 2 shots, but both of those shots were high percentage. I mean, especially with a goalie like Danzer, no offense to him, it doesn't seem like the creme de la creme. Those shots are awesome, and if they keep getting more like those, this is a very winnable game, especially 2-1 like we said.
Yeah, I agree. Houston's main problem against the Freedom in their loss to them was just bad shots. And they've taken a couple pretty good ones in this game so far. Pandaman, are you still a Houston believer I would personally, if I were in your position, I would be, because I feel the Blues really just kind of they came out dominant, but they just didn't look as good going into the second half of the first period. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, Saskatoon came out guns blazing. They had all the chances. They scored early, but then like when they had like that one Z shift, like the second time he played amazing. He had 30 shots on goal. You put any other goalie except like Spooky Mount, and one of them would have gone in. But then after that, like when they line changed, Saskatoon just lost a lot of the momentum they had, and the Bandits were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, was there ever a point at the beginning of the first period when Z was getting all those chances that you began to regret your prediction?
Yes.
Obviously, this is this is before the Bandits started to turn things around. Apat, does the same go for you? Were you beginning to regret your prediction after Z had all those chances?
I think there's a little bit of regret. I think it might be a higher scoring outing than I had predicted because he seems comfortable. He does. Gonna
Well,
run
it
it
is a
at
higher
time here.
scoring outcome for the Bandits than I predicted. So I'm already wrong. Your guys' predictions are still alive if the Bandits manage to pull this one out.
We're golden.
Back down to ice level we go. Here's ohLuvv defending off Stan V, who won the faceoff. ohLuvv over for Kath. Has a chance. But Z01 able to deny him. Kath gets another chance, but he misses wide. Here's Stan V past Catholicism Rocks. Stan V up the ice. ohLuvv denying him at the point. Patrolling the blue line is ohLuvv. Getting around him is Stan V. Catholicism Rocks. Pulled back by Z01. And a great ping by Chokington. Good reaction time to deny Z01 any further chances. Here's Stan V coming out of the corner with it. Going to the far side. Passing across for Z01. Catholicism Rocks steals. Has a P3. And Dancer narrowly saves that one with his shoulder. Here's Z01 getting around Kath, who's having a much better game than he did against the Freedom. Here's Z01 again. Not getting around Kath. A big hit there. And that one's called by our ref, Discoof McGundy. So a big hit by Z01, and he'll be going to the box. So a power play. We'll see ohLuvv and Wast on this power play. The Bandits' second line. And Konechny will be taking the penalty kill for the Blues. Here's ohLuvv with a shot right off the faceoff. An electric start for this Bandits power play as Wast sends one in for the blue line. But Dancer with two strong saves. Here's Wast going to the boards, trying to get it across for ohLuvv, but Konechny steals, sends a P3 in, and scores. Konechny with a shorthanded goal. And the Blues break the hearts of the Bandits on the power play. The Bandits really did start to get some momentum on this power play with two great shots to start it, but Konechny just took advantage after they got a little over aggressive. Hey Pat, do you have any thoughts on how that goal happened?
Yeah, you're seeing a veteran of Konechny, and he's not facing like rookies, but it's definitely the second line's weak, and you could tell. I mean, they need to spread the ice in a power play. There's no reason why they should be going for the same puck on the same boards. One guy should have it, and they should be passing it back and forth. It's bad.
Here's Wast. They go Huskies left, and Konechny reads it. He gets past Wast, looking for his second shorthanded goal of the power play, but he won't get it. Back to even strength we go. Here's Konechny out to the middle, and Wast. Konechny's lucky he didn't read that. That would have been very dangerous and a very bad giveaway for the Blues if Wast was able to react to that in time. Here's Konechny. Storms past ohLuvv. Down into the Houston corner. He'll escape ohLuvv in the trenches, but nothing there for him outside the blue line. Clamper sends one back. Here's Konechny. Getting around Wast. Takes the middle of the ice. Trying to get around ohLuvv, but he can't do so. ohLuvv forces him to the boards. Konechny turns out to the corner. Getting around ohLuvv again, but Tucker narrowly sending one wide of his own goal. Konechny out to the point. Clamper almost has an opportunity, but it's taken away by Catholicism Rocks. Here's Clamper. Up the boards. Crosses for Stan V. He has an open shot. And Vasilevsky kick save to deny him. Here's Clamper around his net. Hands it off to Stan V. Clamper will change on for Z01. Stan V goes to the far boards. Trying to get around Cath, but he can't do so. Catholicism Rocks. Stripped by Z01, who tries to go short side, but he can't finish. Here's ohLuvv over for Cath. Cath back for ohLuvv, but the pass is right into the skates of Z01, and he reads the play accordingly. The Bandits bunch. Z01 has a scoring opportunity, but ohLuvv takes it away. Stan V up the near board. Z01 with room again, and Z is denied by Vasilevsky. He hit it too far into the reach of Vasilevsky. Here's ohLuvv. Over to his own bench. Can't find the puck. Stan V takes advantage. Into the corner. Stan V going for the curve. Or the inverse curve, rather, but he misses. Here's ohLuvv beating Stan V on the boards. Z01 clamping him up. Z01 with a shot. That bounces around. Vasilevsky ultimately makes the saves, though. Here's Wast up the near boards. Konechny on for the Blues. Z01 will look to get a change soon. Konechny tries to get it to him at the point. Z chased down by Wast into his own end. Z gets away from him. Along the near board, Z gets past Wast. 2-on-1 for the Blues. Z across for Konechny, and he misses wide. ohLuvv scoops this puck up. 2 big hits in the corner. On puck, though. Those hits are not usually called. 3 seconds left. Konechny out to the middle. Vasilevsky sends one out, and Clamper is unable to find a grip on the puck in the dying seconds of the second period. But the score remains 2-1 Blues. We'll start this intermission report by saying that the Blues have indeed bounced back a little from their slumber in the beginning of the first period. But I mean, Houston, they came out guns blazing. It's kind of the opposite of last period, where we saw Saskatoon playing with fire to start the period, but eventually tapering off. We saw that with Houston this period. Panaman, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, for me, it was a complete polar opposite of the first period. It was the Bandits who came out guns blazing, again, Dancer making the saves he needed to. And then it was like once ohLuvv line changed and they got the power play, they scored. Like, no diss to ohLuvv and Wast, but like, you shouldn't be letting a shorthanded goal anytime. It doesn't matter who you're against, unless it's like Penley or Youppi if he's playing.
Shorthand. I mean, respect to Konechny. He did play. He played the penalty kill well after letting in the. He played that play well. Let's just say that. I think. Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, after his first one, Wast and ohLuvv seemed a little rattled. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how that power play changed the outcome of things, Apat.
I mean, when you're on the puck, like both of those guys, I don't know how you do this. You need to communicate. There's no way they're talking in that VC right now about what's happening. When they were both running at the puck on the board, and Konechny was nowhere to be found playing defense. I mean, that wastes time for one on the power play, but maybe that's what they wanted since they still gave up a goal. It was just bad. I don't know how you can look at a second line like that and not play Vinny 1G. I mean, I feel like you need some sort of threat on that second line, and they just don't have anything right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, their first line honestly was not that great to end the period either. But I mean, let's talk about let's talk about Catholicism Rocks for a second. He looks a lot better than he did in his first game. Panaman, do you think him or Stan V has played better in this game?
I think it has been Kath. Stan V has been kind of quiet there, like the whole game, besides the late chance he got from the pass from 0-1, but he missed. But Kath has looked good. He recorded his first point tonight as well, which is always an accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, you would know about like how it feels to score your first points this season. But yeah, just a good game from Kath, and honestly, Stan V does need to make up if the Blues want to dominate this game. Face off underway. Their third period starts now. Zia1 taking room up the ice, slicing around ohLuvv, but Tucker, as usual, finds the puck on the back check. Here's Zia1 trying the short side, and Tucker again with the ping to deny Zia1's shot. Here's Stan V. Up the boards, denied by Catholicism Rocks. Or sorry, ohLuvv. He gets a shot in, and Dancer makes the glove save. He'll drop it for Z. Z getting around ohLuvv. Tucker finding it on the back check again. He'll blow past Z, but he oversteps it on the boards, and Zia1 has room. He'll also whiff. ohLuvv fails to clear the zone. He'll have to Hail Mary one out to Kath. That fails. Zia1 enters the zone. He'll cross for Stan V. Gets around Kath, and he sends one far side. Stan V. He's woken up. He must have heard the broadcast because he's got his first of the game. On Kath's head, too. Just a great goal. Hey, Pat. Hit me with the analysis.
I mean, he's a little bit before that, you had ohLuvv, and he had so many opportunities to get that puck across the ice, but he was just the shortest bit late. I mean, if you get that across, it's a scoring opportunity every time, and then ZE passes the puck, which isn't normal for him. Ghostyferret-like player, and Stan V takes one touch and gets a hard shot, and Catholicism he just looked bad. I mean, it got right past him. You have to be more aware in that situation.
I mean, that pass, if that's anybody if that's any good defender in the BHL, that's definitely Pang by the defender. And Kath just he couldn't find the puck, plain and simple, and he just let Stan B get by him. And you can't do that if you're in the BHL. But I mean, I recognize that Houston's kind of become a developmental team, and I don't think this is to speak on Kath's skill level. I still think Kath can be a great player. So, bad mistake from Houston. We'll see if they can recover. ohLuvv, the second line that has been relatively quiet so far. Konechny gets around both of them. And speak of the devil, they get walked as Konechny has his second of the game.
Wow. I mean, you got
take it away.
The defenders here, ohLuvv and Waska. They're just pylons. When you're in the ranked queue, P1ing the puck around, I think that's better defense than what you're seeing here in a BHL level game. It's just bad. He's just doing P1, just carrying it around the ice. They're not even swinging it, I don't think, from out there at least. That's bad. That can't happen. I feel bad for Vasilevsky. They're letting Konechny get shots from 3 blocks away from the goal. That's almost unsavable.
I mean, Konechny doesn't even score this much in pregame warmups. It's very surprising that these two haven't been able to defend him. No disc to Konechny. I did not mean for that to be a heartless diss for Konechny. He's had a great game so far, but it's very, very unfortunate how they couldn't defend against that. He was just able to walk past him. Here's Konechny in the Bandits' corner. He sends it back for Clamper, looking for the third of the period, but Clamper was unable to get a shot away. Here's ohLuvv up for his brother. ohLuvv, the elder, getting around. Z01 takes a shot, and Dancer, yet again, snags that one with the glove. He saw it the whole way. Here's Z01 down the ice. Vinny 1G on the ice now for Cath Rocks. I'm not sure why Vinny wasn't on before if he's able to play now. Just very interesting decision from the Bandits not to play him, even on the second line, as Stan V sends a shot in and Vasilevsky makes a great save to deny the Blues of their 5th. Here's Z01 fooling ohLuvv with the pullback. He sends a pass across. Vinny defends against it. He'll send a shot in, and Dancer, yet again, makes the glove save. Here's Vinny again, hitting the post. Or, sorry, I believe Dancer got a piece of that. Vinny had the angle, but... and it almost paid off. A minute 30 left. Here's Z01 with room. Tries to send one short side, but he whiffs on the second leg of that 5-hole attempt. Here's ohLuvv. Turning out of the corner. Stan V sends one up for Z. He'll have room to take a P3, and he goes far side. As Vasilevsky was cheating towards the far side. That was a very interesting shot selection by Z01. Here's Konechny in his own corner. Breaking it out. ohLuvv taking advantage of that. Konechny pulling it back. Taking the shot. And ohLuvv making a block. Huge block to keep this a 3-goal game. Here's Clamper over for Konechny. Looking for the hat trick. Gets past ohLuvv. But Vasilevsky comes out of his crease to play the puck. Here's ohLuvv again. Tries to pass across. Konechny with a P3. And he's denied by Vasilevsky. 20 seconds to go. ohLuvv struggling in his own end. Konechny steals. Trying to get it around Vasilevsky, but he can't do so. 12 seconds to go. And the Saskatoon Blues will remain with only one loss on the season as Konechny almost has the hat trick. We'll see if he can get it. And he won't be able to as ohLuvv kills the puck behind his own net. And that'll ice the game. The Saskatoon Blues have their 5th win of the season. And the Houston Bandits drop another one as the Blues take this 4-1 in an easy matchup. Dancer 101 with a great game. We'll send it up to the desk for the post-game analysis. Word has come to me that we will not be doing a desk. We'll just be outroing it. So I have been Demoni commentating the past few games. I'm not entirely sure who was commentating the last one. Or the first one, rather. But thanks to them, thanks to Pandaman, APAT, Brunland, and TJF for analyzing. Thanks to Berto XD for his post-game interview. I have been Demoni. I bid you all good night. And we'll see you on Friday for another round of games.